Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Learn English with Shrebrana. After a long time, I'm going to make a video for all of you that today's topic we have that's called direct indirect. So we are going to start direct indirect in a very easiest and very simple way so that you can learn, then you can aware of that how to attempt the questions in your board exam. So let's start it. Okay, first of all, we should know what is direct speech and what is indirect speech. It's a very basic level, you can say a lecture. So direct speech means actual words spoken by a person. It means that in that speech, a first person directly involved to the second person without any hurdle, without any obstacle. So if we talk about indirect speech, so indirect speech, we talk about indirect speech means actual words told by someone else or somebody else. For example, you can say in that speech, when third person involved in your speech, when you are saying something, when first person and second person they are talking to each other, and when the third person comes in that speech, or the involvement of the third person is called indirect speech, right? So when we are making a direct speech into indirect speech, so we have to go through some changes, and we should know what kind of changes we have. So in my lecture that I'm giving you right here, so I have written two changes over here. Number one, major changes, and number two, minor changes. So let's go through major changes. So first of all, we have two parts in major changes. Change of pronoun. First of all, we should know how to change pronoun when you are going to convert direct speech into indirect speech. And number B, that's called change of tense. So let's get started. Number B, minor changes. We have to remove comma. And number two, removal of inverted commas. And number third, addition of conjunction. That is that in place of comma, and change in time factor and place factor. We have been given some words that shows that show times, and sometimes we have been given some words which show place. So we have to convert these kind of words when we are going to convert a direct speech into indirect speech. So when we are talking about direct speech or indirect speech, we cannot complete direct speech without considering kinds of sentences. So here we have five kind of sentences. Number one, assertive. Number two, interrogative. Number third, imperative. Number fourth, exclamatory sentences. And number last, you can say number fifth, that's called optative sentences. So when we are going to make any direct speech into indirect speech, we first of all we should know which kind of sentence we have been given, so that according to that sentence we have to change in that particular sentence. So in that, a lecture, today's lecture will go through all the basic things. Let's go. If we talk about the first principle, that's called change of pronoun. So we must know about cases of pronoun. You can see here there are four, columns: subjective, objective, possessive, and reflexive. So first of all, we should know about first person, second person, and third person. We have first person like I and we, second person that's we have you, and third person we have he, she, it, and they. So as you have been studying since your childhood, so you must know about objective case, possessive case, and reflexive case. For example, I, objective case me, possessive my, you can use mine also, and reflexive that's called my. We, us, our, ours, and ourselves, for example. Number second person, you, your, yours, yourself. Third person, he, him, his, himself. She, her, hers, or herself. They, them, their, theirs, themselves, its, itself. So this is all about cases of pronoun. We have to see how we convert like these pronoun if we have first person, second person, and third person. Later on, inshallah, I'll let you know about in this lecture how to convert pronoun. Here we go. So we have first person, second person, and third person. There are three rules to change first person, second person, and third person. So number one, rule number one, all the first person, and I told you earlier that's first person like I and we. So all of first person used in the reported speech would be changed according to the subject of reporting speech. You can see that I have given an example. So he says to me, I am doing my work. You can see here, he says to me, and after that sentence there is a comma. So that speech is called reporting speech. I repeat again, that speech is called reporting speech. And if we talk about the next one, which is being closed into in like inverted commas, that's called reported speech, right? So he says to me, I am doing my work. In that example, I'll let you know how to change pronoun. So he says to me, you can see here, the sentence starts with I, and I or we have first person, and we have seen that the first person I or we would be changed according to the subject. So let me tell you in detail also. He says to me, he is your subject here, says verb, me is your object. So if we talk about reported speech, there is first person, that is I. So we have to change I with he. So when we are changing I with he, so he subject will take the place of first person, that's called I. You can see here that is he. So the sentence will be like that. He says to me that he is doing. Now you can see my is basically a possessive pronoun, right? So the first person possessive pronoun, it will also be changed according to the subject, and subject is our third person, that's called he. So if we talk about he, so we have possessive pronoun of he, that's called his. So the sentence would be like his work. So he says to me that he is doing his work. So in that example, we just change pronoun. So we came to know how to change first person when we have like in a sentence I or we. Now you can see in second sentence I have given an example with we. They say to me, we are doing our work. So how we would change we? So you can see that the example. They say to me that. Now you can see we is our first person, and follow the rule. Whenever we see first person I or we have to change these to pronoun first person with subject in reporting speech, right? So in reporting speech we have a subject that's called they. So we will place they with he we, sorry. So now I have placed they in place of we. They are doing. Now you can see our, and it is also possessive pronoun. It will also be changed with subject they, and we have to find possessive pronoun of they. So that would be there. That would be there. So that's the sentence would be, they say to me that they are doing their work. So in that example, we learn how to change pronoun like first person. Let's move and discuss second person, that's called you. Now, for the second person, we have rule all pronouns of second person used in reported speech would be changed according to the object of the reporting speech. It is different than the previous one. Now, see the example. He says to me, you are doing your work. Now, when we see you, so we should know that it is actually second person. Now, we have a rule of second person that whenever we see second person, we change second person you with object, right? So, object we have that is me, okay? So, when we'll convert, so we will convert like that. He says to me that, remove comma and place conjunction that over there, and you is our a subject, and we have to change you with me, and we have to find a me is basically an object. So we cannot place object in place of like subject. You is basically as you is acting as a subject. So we need to find out the subject of me, that is I. So we have to replace I, and we have to change helping up also, I am doing. Now your is possessive pronoun, and obviously possessive pronoun second person will be changed according to object. Object is me. We have to find out possessive pronoun of first person, that would be my. So the sentence would be like that. He says to me that I am doing my work. Okay, let's move towards third person. Third person, you must know he, she, it, they. These are called third person, and the rule says that they remain as it is. It means there is no change for third person pronoun. Let's have an example. He says to me, she is doing her work. Now you can see he says to me, we replace that in place of comma. And she is basically a third person. We cannot change third person. So we have to replace like she is doing. Now her is actually possessive pronoun of third person she, so we cannot change subjective pronoun, objective pronoun, possessive pronoun, and reflexive pronoun if we have like subject he, she, it, and they. So there is no change in third person. So this is all about change of pronoun, and we must know before proceeding actual work for direct and indirect. So let's go for the second change. Changing number two, or change number two, change in tense. It's very, very important. We must know. So, what is the rule? In case the verb of reporting speech is in present tense, say or says, no change should be made in the tense of reporting or reported speech. Okay, before describing you or letting you know about this one changes, so I think I should let you know the very easiest way so that you can come to know how to convert change of tense. Let's discuss this one slide first. All present tenses would be changed into past tense. Like present simple, you can say present indefinite into past indefinite, present continuous into past continuous, present perfect into past perfect, present perfect continuous into past perfect continuous. It's very easy to remember that all present tenses would be converted into past tenses. Okay, so if we talk about past, so they change, each other. I mean that they shuffle their places, right? So past indefinite into past perfect, past perfect, past continuous into past perfect continuous, and past perfect, no change, past perfect continuous, no change. So you must remember that these two tenses that would be changed when you are going to convert direct speech into indirect, like past simple into past perfect and past continuous into past perfect continuous, and perfect continuous and perfect past perfect continuous and past perfect. They will remain same, right? If you talk about future tense, there is no change and will change into would, and shall into should, may into might, can into would, like that. So let's go the previous example. Okay, so in that example, we are discussing about whenever we have any present verb or present tense. Uh, for example, in reporting speech, we have first form, and the reported speech, we have present tense. So there is no change of tense. As we discussed that present tense, all present tenses will be changed into all past tenses. But there are some particular rules we have to remember. Otherwise, that would be a very big mistake when we are converting direct into indirect speech. So must remember this one point that I'm going to let you know. Whenever we have first form of verb like say or says in the beginning, like in present and reporting speech, so we cannot change says into told, for example, or tell, for example. And if we see first form in reporting speech, there is no change of tense and reported speech. Now look at example. He says, and I removed comma and placed that. And you can see here there is first person I, and first person I would be changed according to the subject. Subject is he, and we have to replace he in place of I. Now do my work, you have to identify the tense. It's present simple tense. You can see in reported speech we have present simple tense. In reporting speech there is a present form, so we cannot change this present simple tense into past simple, so we will keep it same. So he, so after he we cannot put do, so we need es, so that's why I have put over here does. And my would be replaced with he, and we have to find out uh, possessive pronoun, that is his. By mistake I wrote hit, it's typing mistake. That's his work. Rule number two, if the reporting verb in future tense will say or shall say, the reporting verb remain unchanged. So you can see if reporting speech starts with future, and reported speech is also having future tense, we cannot make any changes, right? So he will say, we replace comma into that. First person I will be replaced subject, that's called he. and shall obviously will remain same. So I have written will. You can also write like same, like because we cannot change any tense over here. We cannot change will into would because of will say. Write a letter. Number third, when the reporting speech is in past tense, like said, the tense reported speech verb should be changed according to the following manner, which I have already discussed with all of you. If we see, for example, second form in reported speech, so we have to change all like tenses according to this, slide. Present tenses, all present tenses will be into past tense. Past tense will convert, or shuffle into each other, and future will, like will into would as well. So that's called change of tense. And before that, I described you and I told you about change of pronoun. So these two are basics. You can say we must know how to convert, change of pronoun, how to convert change of tense as well, right? So some exceptional cases we have. The rule of change of tense is not followed even if the reporting verb in past tense case, the direct speech states come some universal truth, some facts of nature, facts of science, facts of human nature, habit, routine, facts of animal nature. The reported verb remain in present simple. For example, he said the sun rises in the east. We cannot convert this present simple tense into past because it's universal truth. So he said, we replace comma with that. The sun rises in the east. There is no change of tense because it's a universal fact. So we have like minor changes like change of time factor, change of place factor. Let's discuss it. You can see here place factor, like here becomes there, this becomes that, these become those. It becomes that, ago becomes before, does, so, may, might, can, could, now becomes like then, today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes the next day, yesterday becomes the previous day, tonight becomes that night. Okay. So these are, changes we have to remember in our mind when we are going to convert direct speech into indirect. So it's very, very most important. We cannot convert before understanding these kind of, rules or this kind of changes. So words of address like sir, madam, father, etc. The words of greeting like as good morning, good evening, hello, all right, well, no, like etc. are removed. So we will remove all these kind of words, and we can also change some other words in place of them. So these three are basics. I hope you guys have understood what I have told you before going particularly towards kinds of sentences. We must know how to convert, like how to change pronoun, how to change tense, and these kind of words as well. Let's get start kinds of sentences. Number one, we have assertive sentence. First of all, we should know what is assertive sentence. A sentence which is used to state or deny something. You can say in assertive sentence statement either positive or negative as well. So if you see in reported speech, the sentence is assertive. So changes would be like that. Said becomes told. We replace comma into that. For example, he said to me, I am doing my work now. So how we would convert, because we have already learned how to change pronoun, how to change tense and other words. Let's go for that. So he said to will be in told, and he said to me, he told me, we replaced a comma with that. You can also see there is first person I. Remember that particular rule as I told you earlier. So I, that's first person would be changed according to the subject. Subject is he. We have to replace he in place of I. Now you can observe the tense. Am doing. Am doing shows like present simple tense. Obviously, according to the change of tense rule, we have to convert that sentence or that tense, not sentence, sorry, that tense into past continuous. So I have used was because he, she, it, we can use was. And doing, my possessive pronoun, also the first person, it also be changed like with he, that is his. His is the possessive pronoun of he. And work now, you can say the word now. Now we have to change then, which shows actually time. Now we have finally convert direct speech into indirect speech. He told me that he was doing his work then. You can see I have already underlined and bold the words that you can understand easily. I have replaced comma with that. First person we replace like with he. Change of tense we have done like am with was. Okay? And like my we have changed with his. Now we have changed with then. So that is for assertive sentences, right? Okay, let's go for the second sentence that's called interrogative sentences. Interrogative sentences. What is interrogative sentence? Interrogative sentence is used to ask a question. So whenever we are going to have any statement which shows question, we use interrogative sentence, right? So what changes will occur? Said becomes asked, and that becomes if, or you can say any WH member if you have in your question. So let's have an example. He said to me, are you coming today? First of all, we should recognize that it is assertive or it is interrogative. Now you can see it is totally changed. It starts with helping verb, that is are, and there is a question mark in the last. So we can come to know that is not assertive, that is actually interrogative sentence, right? So we have to convert according to the rule that we have. So set to will be asked, I mean set to will be converted into ask. So he asked to me, we replace if with comma. And whenever you are going to convert direct speech or into indirect speech and you see there's a question, so we have to convert this question into assertive form, right? So first of all, ignore helping verb. Just go for your change of pronoun. Now you can see there is second person that is called you. We have to change according to the rule as we have discussed earlier. So you second person will be change with object. Object is me, and when we convert this me into subject, it will become I. Okay, and you can identify the tense as well. The tense is actually present continuous. So we have to convert present continuous into past continuous. So I was coming today. Today, that a word we have to convert into that day, and there is no question mark. Why? Because we have convert this question into assertive form. What is the how we identify that it is assertive sentence? So I'm going to let you know the difference between assertive and interrogative again. Interrogative sentence always start with helping verb or WH word, right? And there is a question mark in the last. So if we talk about assertive sentence, we start with subject and then helping verb. You can see my like bold and underlined words. So if I was coming that day, so I is your subject, was is your helping verb, coming that is ing form, and today we have converted into that day. So that's all about interrogative sentences. That's type number two kind of sentence. Now let's move towards number third. Number third kind of sentence, that's called imperative sentence. An imperative sentence is used for expressing order, request, direct, uh, advise, suggest, forbid, warn, encourage, command, back, etc. So obviously the sentence is different the previous one. So there is like different changes. So said to becomes order, requested, directed, advised, suggested, forbid, warned, encouraged, commanded, back, and that becomes to. We cannot use any if over here, any that over here. We have to use to over here. I am going to let you know the very like impressive thing for imperative sentence. Imperative sentence always start with first form of the verb. They uh, they have only verb first form and then object. They do not carry any subject. And a very most important thing is that imperative sentence only be used in present simple tense. So because of their usage, we just only make imperative sentence in present simple tense. So we cannot apply change of tense rule over here, especially in imperative sentence. That's why we will use to, and we will copy paste this sentence first of all, because there is no change of tense in imperative sentence. Why? Because imperative sentence always be in present simple tense, so we cannot change tense over here. So you can see the example as well. He said to me, please give me this book. Okay, so first of all, you have to, judge the reported speech, what the reported speech says to you. I mean, what is actually like in that sentence? Is it an order, a request, direction? For example, it is directing you, it is advising you whatsoever. So whenever you see any word like please, kindly, so obviously it shows a request. So we have to convert said to into requested. So now you can see he requested me. Now comma will be replaced to. Okay, so we use to here, and we'll remove please because we have already written a requested word over here, so we cannot use please again because please shows request. So we just only use first form give, and if you see there is change of pronoun, so you have to convert pronoun according to the rule as we have discussed, right? So me, that you can see in objective case for first person, that is I. So we have to convert me with subject, that is he, and we have to find out objective case of he, that would be him. This would be into that, and book obviously will write the same. So the sentence would be like that. He requested me to give him that book. So we have converted direct speech into indirect speech, and the sentence is imperative sentence, right? I hope you would have understood. Okay, so let's go for the fourth one, type, exclamatory sentence. An exclamatory sentence is used to express certain feelings or emotion of happiness, sorrow, grief, and wonder, etc. So obviously the sentence is changed. So the changes would be, according to the sentence as well. Said becomes exclaimed, comma becomes that, hooray, bravo, uh-huh, uh-huh. These kind of, expression becomes with joy. You can use with joy, with happiness, with glad. You can also say joyfully, happily, gladly. Alas, oh, becomes with sorrow. For example, you can see it shows grief, pain. Wow becomes with wonder, what such with surprise. So you have to consider in the sentence what kind of expression you have been given, and according to that expression, you have to convert this expression into words as well. So let's have an example. They said, hooray, we have won this match. So we have to convert said into exclaimed, right? So they exclaimed. Now the expression here, hooray. So hooray shows actually happiness. You can use with happiness, you can use with joy, with glad. You can also say joyfully, gladly, happily. So I use the exclaim with joy. And after changing this expression into words, now I will connect the two sentences with conjunction, that is that. We cannot use that before with joy. Okay, that would be wrong. So they exclaim with joy that. Now let's go for change of pronoun. Now we have first person we have to replace with subject, and subject is actually they. So we have to replace they into we. So they have one shows present perfect tense. Now as you remember, change of pronoun, change of tense rule. So if we have any present perfect tense, we have to convert into past perfect tense, and the sentence would be like that. Have into had. And obviously if you talk about present perfect tense or past perfect tense, it carries a third form of verb. So don't need to worry, we can use the same form of verb. So that's called one, and this will be into that, and the match will be will write according to the sentence. So the sentence would be like that. They exclaimed with joy that they had won that match. So this is all about exclamatory sentence. I hope you guys would have understood easily. Let's go for the last one, fifth sentence, that's called optative sentences. An optative sentence show wish, desire, pray, and curse as well. So the sentences change. Obviously, changes will be according to the sentence. Said becomes wished, desired, pray, cursed. Comma becomes that, may becomes might. Very, important thing I'm going to let you know so that you can easily identify the sentence which one is optative. Optative sentence always start with may. That's called a modal verb. That's called may. Okay. So you can see an example. He said, may you live long. And there is an expression, right? Exclamatory mark, which shows your, like a strong, maybe desire, your strong pray might be possible. So first of all, may you live long, we have to identify the sentence that what is showing it. Does it show wish? Does it show pray or curse? Obviously, that shows strong, what should I say, emphasize. That is called a pray. So we have to change set into prayed. So he prayed, and we have to replace comma into that. Now, first of all, ignore modal verb may. You have to follow change of pronoun rule. So first of all, you have to change you with object. Very important point. Now I'm going to let you know. We have to change second person you with object, but you can see there is no object in reporting speech. So what we have to do, you don't need to be worried. So just remember one thing: when there is no object and you want to change your second person with object, and you have not been given any object over in that sentence over there, so you have to imagine yourself. You have to imagine first person, that is I. Now may will be into might, and live long will be, writing the same position. So if there is may, if there is might, the form of verb will remain same like first form. Okay. Do not consider that you have written might, second form of may. So you should write like lived. It would be wrong. So the sentence would be like that. He prayed that I might live long. So it's all about optative sentences. I hope this lecture will really help you out in your exams, in your daily routine. If you are a teacher, you want to teach your students, so that lecture will really help you. So I will give you some examples in comment section. So if you guys want to try more and more, so I will share PDF and some, practice sheets for you. So you can solve it and you can share with me in comment section. So if you guys like that lecture, it's important for you, it's like informative for you, so please hit the bell icon and do comments. And obviously it's educational video, so share with other people. So share this video to your fellows, to your friends among your circle. So thank you so much. Inshallah, upcoming video I'll go for another topic of grammar. Jazakallah. Allah Hafiz.